as everybody already knows, some audio was released of Trump from 2005, where, I mean, basically he's the person we always all thought he was.
Yeah.
But now we have some audio proof. He's on a tour bus, talking to Billy Bush about women and about how he tried to fuck a married chick, took her furniture shopping and everything. And then as he's about to get off the bus, he starts popping some Tic Tacs, and he's like, I need some Tic Tacs because I may start kissing her. I just can't help myself. He's like, when you're a star, you can do anything. You can just kiss them. You can grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. They love it. And that's Donald Trump.
That's Donald
He said
Trump.
that. And what's great is that once this came out, 2 days before the debate is later on this evening, which, oh my God, I can't wait to watch it. He really fucked up, and a lot of Republicans now are withdrawing their endorsements. They're calling for him to step down, which he's already said that there's zero chance that he'll do that.
Right.
And it's just, for me, who is a very liberal person, it's like Christmas came early. And I love watching the Republican Party just fall apart like
Just
this. It's
implode.
just beautiful. It's beautiful. And you know what I was saying whenever Barack Obama was first elected president, I said, the Republicans, if they want to have a chance, they're going to have somebody with just as much charisma and charm and be able to unite everybody as Barack Obama, and they continue to fail at that. But at this point, they thought they had someone with Donald Trump, or at least some people did. And now it looks like he's alienating more people than he is unifying. For sure.
Yeah.
Women, minorities, both black people, his numbers are historically low amongst black voters. Hispanics, of course, by calling them rapists and criminals and thieves and the whole build the wall thing. And women now. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. It really is. And then I saw his apology. I watched it live, and it was just basically, it's like, yeah, but Hillary. And that seems to be the response of all the Trump supporters I see on Facebook, is they're like, yeah, but emails. Which the emails came out, and it just pretty much proved that Hillary Clinton is exactly who we thought she was. And there's nothing that damning in the emails. A free and open border with trade across all borders. I'm not against that. Okay? And you can call me a globalist or whatever, but, it's 2016. We are more connected worldwide than we've ever been in our lives. And that's the logical next step. That's the logical progress for us as a species. Okay?
Theoretically,
but
unless we
my
destroy
opinion.
each other.
Well, I like to have more of a utopian view of the future.
Exactly.
I'm thinking like, all the Republicans are like, oh, she wants free and open borders. I'm like, dude, that's Starfleet, man. This happened in Star Trek. This is what we're building towards. All we just need is for Zefram Cochrane to build the warp drive and make contact with the Vulcans, and we're there.
I mean, honestly,
And then we don't have to have money anymore.
someone's already working on a warp drive.
Yeah. So there. But Donald Trump seems to be dividing more than ever, to a point to where it looks like he is
Throwing it.
Yeah. And I have some friends who genuinely believe that he is there to get Hillary Clinton elected president. Now, I'm not the biggest Hillary Clinton fan. But here's why I'm going to vote for her, okay, over Trump. First of all, I would never, I'm not retarded, so that's why I wouldn't vote for Trump in the first place. But let's just say that I wasn't going to vote Democrat and I was still undecided. This is why I'm voting for Hillary Clinton. Because the next 4 years of a Clinton presidency is going to be not much different than the last 8 years. And have the last 8 years been that bad for you, Chris?
Not for me.
No. I still am a gun owner. Nobody has come and taken them.
Exactly.
I don't have any less rights than I did before Barack Obama became president. And now, since Barack Obama has become president, I also have the right to marry a man if I want to.
You expecting me to propose?
No, I'm just saying.
If
Every
you wanted
American
to.
now has more rights
Exactly.
since Barack Obama has been president.
Exactly.
We are all free to marry someone of the same sex if we so choose. Okay, but it's like every time a Democrat gets put into office, and I grew up in a Republican household, so it's every time a Democrat gets put into office, all you hear from the right is how they're going to take your guns, they're going to, it's going to be war, and they're going to take away all your freedoms, and consistently doesn't happen every time a Democrat is in office. It consistently doesn't happen.
Exactly.
So,
In fact, I mean, historically, we lose more rights during Republican presidencies.
who presided over the White House when the Patriot Act got signed into law? Exactly. So that's really why I'm voting for Hillary Clinton, is because voting for Donald Trump is too big of a risk at this point. Not necessarily because of the things he said, which are deplorable, and let me get this. I'm not like any kind of like super PC person.
Yeah.
And I say some pretty reprehensible shit, but I'm not running for president either.
Okay? Exactly.
Yeah. And what really bothers me is that since these comments came out, all the Republicans either defending him or just staying quiet. And I'm not talking about Republicans in the public eye. I'm talking about Republicans I know personally.
Yeah.
Like, I have literally the only family member that has said anything like on Facebook is my uncle, who I'm pretty sure he's a Democrat. I don't know exactly his affiliation, but he definitely expressed his dismay and said he will not vote for Donald Trump nor any Republican that ignores, supports, or defends him. And that's and think of how many people out there that are saying that now. And you have a lot of Republicans that are scrambling to denounce him because to not do so could be career suicide for them.
Oh, yeah.
And I really feel bad, even though I don't like the guy, but Mike Pence got roped into being his running mate, and now this stuff came out, and who knows, is he going to end up dropping out? Think of how unprecedented that would be. I wonder what we're going to look back on this in 10, 20, 30 years for this election, because it's definitely probably the craziest one in history. And someone summed it up really good on an article I read. It said this just seems like a race to the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Republicans, but you did it to yourselves. You did it to yourselves. You have no one to blame but yourselves. And how many of you that support Trump right now, 5 years from now, will even admit to it? Once the smoke clears. And the thing is for the Republican Party to get, it's so fractured, and it's been going that way for a while. With the Tea Party, the offshoots of those, and rhinos, Republicans in name only, and all that kind of stuff, and the conservative stuff, and the alt-right movement and everything, and it's just so fractured that the Democrats are so more unified than the Republican Party is.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Hillary Clinton, but the alternative seems to be so much worse. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly.
And I would rather have the certainty of another 4 years, like we've just spent the last 8, than the uncertainty of a Donald Trump presidency. Fortunately for us, I think that's kind of off the table at this point. And just if they waited until now to release that, apparently there's some worse stuff. Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. Apparently a producer from The Apprentice, tweeted about a possible tape with him dropping an N-bomb. And he's not going to lose any of his supporters, but he is not going to gain the support that he so desperately needs from minorities. He's not going to gain that support from women.
You can't win the presidency with just straight white racist men.
No, you can't. There's a lot of white racist men out there, but there's not enough of them to elect a president.
Exactly.
And that's the beautiful thing.
Well, did you see the thing that Nate Silver from 538 put up? It was the electoral map if all women refused to vote for Donald Trump. All women. The entire country is blue. The entire country is blue. Well, they make up,
53% of voters
exactly.
Right now? Yeah, and so I know there's going to be some diehard Republicans and female Republicans that are still going to support him, but when you have people like Carly Fiorina, Condoleezza Rice, Republican nominees and then high-ranking officials in the White House at a time that are just like, fuck this guy. And, Jeb Bush.
Yep.
When I watched the original or the first primary debates, this was the first time I was like, I would vote for Jeb Bush. I would vote for a Bush just based on how he carried himself. And I think, we were if we were going to have a Bush in the office, I would have rather have had Jeb than GW.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. You can't change it. That was 8 years ago. We're moving on.
Yeah.
And I just think I'm a big fan of progress. Okay. And I just think as we keep progressing, there's going to be, the straight white religious right dragging their heels into the future. And we're going to have to forcibly pull them along with us and be like, no, we are going to progress as a species, okay, whether you like it or not. And you have to do this. Like, same-sex marriage is never going to get repealed. It was determined to be unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. Okay,
and a Supreme Court that is still right-leaning.
Yeah, but they're like, no, this isn't constitutional. So it's just, I can't wait for the debate, man. Like, I might get on later and just do a little recap. Who knows?
Right.
If you want to hang out and watch it with me, you can.
I might.
But so yeah, what's your opinion? I don't really talk about politics a lot with you, even outside of the podcast. So, but I know that you and I are both
fairly
like-minded.
Liberal. Yeah.
So how do you feel about the whole thing?
I mean, it does seem more and more likely that, I mean, because the Trumps have had a pretty solid relationship with the Clintons for 30 years.
Right.
Like, I'm not giving any credence to the idea that he's just there so that Hillary Clinton wins. I'm not giving any credence to that, but it is seeming more and more likely.
Right? Well, I mean, what is it, like the most simple explanation is almost always the...
Occam's razor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the most simple explanation, though?
No, it's definitely not.
Or is he just that much of an
He's
idiot?
just that big a fucking asshole.
I don't know. It's hard to see friends of mine that I've known for a long time that never were really that political jumping on the Trump bandwagon. That's difficult for me. I have a friend in particular who, I love him to death, but every post he makes on Facebook is just vile. But it's always, every time someone brings up, well, what about when Trump said this? What about when Trump said this? It's always, but emails. But Hillary's horrible. You don't have to vote for Trump, and you don't have to vote for Hillary either.
Exactly.
There are other options.
I am seeing a lot of people that when they say, when they're calling for Donald Trump to drop out, they're either suggesting that Mike Pence take up the nomination himself, or just straight up vote for Gary Johnson.
Right, vote for a third party.
The Libertarian candidate stands for far more of the conservative values than Donald Trump does.
Right. And that's crazy.
Right?
It's like, what a weird time to be, like, aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just, I really hope something unprecedented.
I think something unprecedented is going to happen.
I mean, I would love to see, like, a vice presidential candidate drop out of the race.
Just straight up leave the ticket.
Like, nope, I'm done.
Yep.
And that's the thing. He's got to make the decision, and he has to weigh his options. Is he going to stick it out with Trump?
Am I going to ride this sinking ship all the way to the bottom?
And possibly end his career in politics forever? Or is he going to stand by what he says are his traditional values and denounce him, drop out of the race, and be able to salvage a career? Because he could use that in the future as talking points in campaigning for other offices. He could say, like, look, when Trump came out and started saying all this crazy shit about women, I was like, fuck him, I'm not part of that.
I mean, Mike Pence has never been a big friend of women in general with his whole political career, but
that's the thing.
But he's not talking about grabbing him by the pussy.
Right. Even if you have more anti-women standpoints in your policies, you still have to appeal to those women voters. You know what I'm saying? You can't not.
Exactly. You can't win an election without women.
You've got to have a good mix of everybody. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people here that in this country that they want to make America great again. And so it's like, I was watching David Cross, his newest special on Netflix. He's like, what do you mean make America great again? You mean like before there was a black man elected president? I mean, think about it. And if you just kind of like open your eyes and sit back and listen to the things that are being said by both Donald Trump and his supporters, it's hard to not think that they're racist. And it's hard to not think that Trump is an idiot. And it's hard to not think that people that support him are retarded.
Yeah. But I mean, they think the same thing about people that don't support Trump, which is mind-blowing.
But their opinion is irrelevant because they support Trump.
There's such a state of cognitive dissonance
but
in
emails.
Everything that they say and do.
But Bill Clinton, as if he's running for president again.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing, though. Hillary Clinton is, if you want to think about just like qualified or experience-wise, Hillary Clinton is in a unique position that no other presidential candidate has found themselves in. Maybe a vice president, but to the extent that Hillary Clinton was a first lady for 8 years. So she has a very unique insight onto
into
how the job really is.
Yeah,
okay?
and how it affects you physically and mentally.
And after that, she was a senator. And after that, she was Secretary of State. Okay?
Donald Trump has never held elected office.
Zero political experience. Absolutely zero.
But
None.
his supporters say that that's a benefit.
But that's not a benefit.
It doesn't make any...
You don't understand politics.
Exactly.
And he was like, well, he knows how to run a business. Well,
no, he doesn't.
He's filed multiple bankruptcies. He doesn't have... I mean, how can you see somebody like Donald Trump and think that they have your best interests in mind? And where are the religious right? Okay, Sean Hannity went on this tirade, and he's like, well, King David had 500 concubines, for crying out loud. Donald Trump is a casino owner. He's been through multiple wives. He's cheated on wives. There's rape allegations against him by one of his wives, let alone someone who is alleging that he repeatedly raped her when she was a minor. Okay, that's alleged. I'm not saying it really happened. I'm just saying that there's people out there saying that. Okay, and you can tell just by the words that he says. He can't name a Bible verse, but he's like, oh, the Bible's my favorite book. You know, where are the religious right being like, you know what? Okay, so I'm sorry, guys. We did have the wool pulled over our eyes. We see the error of our ways, but they're all staying relatively silent. And that's what really pisses me off, because I know people and I have family that are strong religious conservatives and will get like offended if you challenge their faith. But yet here's the man, and maybe I haven't heard them endorse Trump. Yeah. But here's the man that the party that you're affiliated with is representing you. Where is your statement?
If we had a cricket sound, effect, that would be where we play.
I'll stick it in there.
Okay.
It's silence, and it just blows my mind. It blows my mind. And then you see like old ladies on Facebook. Well, this is the one that got appointed. Are you out of your fucking mind, lady? Come on. And everyone's like, yeah, but Hillary, but Bill Clinton. Hey, look, the Democrats aren't the party of the religious left.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not the ones claiming to be the moral majority here. All right, you are. Okay, so you own that. All right, you own that we are more traditional family values and all this stuff. You own that. We don't. Okay, the left doesn't cotton to that thinking. All right, so you're the ones that claim this. So you need to fess up for it. You need to own your nominee's actions. Or you need to get him the fuck out. Yeah. And completely pull any kind of funding and just be like, you know what? We'll see you in 4 years with someone better. Sorry, guys. We let you down. Again.
We dropped the ball this time.
Okay. So that was a good 20-minute rant.
Wow.
All right. So let's move on.
Okay. And for those of our minuscule fan base that were like, for this whole segment, shut up and talk about dorky shit.
All right. We will. Okay. Moving on.